sports and the spirit. It's the only show, at least that I know about, where we take Catholic things, we take sports, we combine them into one, and it's awesome. My name is Andy Shmura. I am your host, and this topic today, I'm just going to warn you right now, you're going to have to bear with me. This is actually going to be kind of a difficult one for me to talk about because, well, as you can see, I am a Spartan. I love Michigan State. That's my alma mater. Those are my guys. Those are my dogs. I bleed green and white. I do. So today might be difficult because I'm going to be talking about my rival school, the University of Michigan. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I'll watch them play, but I see the maize and blue on the uniforms. It makes me nauseous looking at that color combination. Their fight song, I just can't stand. I want to cover my ears whenever I hear it. I watch them play so I can root against them. I do. I thrive off of their failures. So, yeah, it might be hard for me to talk about them today because I'm going to try to do so in a more positive light. I'm going to explain a little bit about that school without ragging on them too much. See, Michigan's got the greatest rivalry in all of sports. Of course, I'm talking about Michigan versus Ohio State, especially in football. I mean, that's a great rivalry. We know that it is. It's one-sided now, but it wasn't always that way, okay? Especially back in the 1970s. Let's go back to the 10-Year War. Let's go back to Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes. Two heavyweights going at it every year, and it was a sight to see. I mean, back then, there wasn't a national championship game, so it's about the Rose Bowl. That's what you're looking for if you're in the Big Ten. You want to make the Rose Bowl. But if you're Michigan, your Rose Bowl hopes, they always lied through Columbus. And if you're Ohio State, your Rose Bowl hopes always lied through Ann Arbor. And they played each other at the last game of the year every single season. You can see where they're going to collide. So, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch those guys go back and forth. But let's set the stage for a second. 1968's matchup in particular was a blowout. Ohio State destroyed Michigan by a score of 50-14. They were just running up the score by the end of it. That was Woody Hayes' philosophy, that he can't beat Michigan by enough points. So he even goes for 2 at the end of the game just because. He even says, quote, "I couldn't go for 3." And that's why he went for 2. That's how it starts out. Then 1969, the next year, that's the beginning of the 10 Years' War. That's how it all starts out. Michigan never really forgot about Woody Hayes running the score up against them. They didn't. And so 1969 comes around. Michigan was favored to lose, but they found a way to win. They upset the Buckeyes. And Ohio State was livid. Woody Hayes was livid. Supposedly, he actually prepared for the 1970 matchup the moment the 1969 matchup ended. Right away, he's just in his office going through film, preparing for the following year. And I guess it paid off. He even put a rug with the score 24-12 on it, which was the margin that he lost by. And he put that in the Buckeyes locker room so that his players would see it every single day for practice. But again, it paid off. 1970 comes around, Ohio State wins. 1971, Michigan wins. 1972, Ohio State wins. 1973, it was a tie. But for a while, you're seeing the emotional advantage for a team that loses the previous year. Okay, you're seeing some sort of redemption in losing a football game because at least that gives you some sort of advantage the following year. You just want to redeem your loss. And we've seen that before. We've seen teams in sports all the time. They lose a game, and then next week they come out playing better than ever. We've seen the rug thing before. Like Jalen Hurts, for example, once he was playing for Alabama and lost in the championship game against Clemson, what he actually did was he changed his phone background to a picture of Clemson celebrating. Every time he picked up his phone, he got a face full of Deshaun Watson hoisting that national championship trophy that should have been his. But hey, you can guess what happened next year, right? Alabama goes out there, Jalen Hurts leads them, they defeat Clemson in the national semifinal game en route to another championship. That's sports. This is what happens. But we can learn about that in real life too, okay? This can be translated to our faith life. Look, bad things happen to us all the time. We know that it does. But the biggest mistake I think that we make is we get too low in those certain moments. We do. things start crashing down and we think that that's just everything. Okay, we let the devil rewrite the past, present, and future to thinking that it's all going to be terrible, and that's never really the case, is it? I mean, it's not. Things always get better later, and what God's favorite thing to do is he knows how to make good things come out of bad things. That's his favorite thing to do. He does it all the time, and we have to expect him to do it. Okay, look at the crucifixion, for example. There is no Easter Sunday without a Good Friday. There isn't. Or even a more practical example. Take somebody who's growing up and they have a lot of mental health problems. Maybe they suffer from anxiety and depression and stuff like that. But they grow up and become a counselor. They help other people who go through those exact same things. We see this happen all the time. Okay, so when we go through bad things, we have to expect God to use those exact things to help us or help others later on in life. If we don't think that he's going to do that, if we think that he's just abandoned us and is just going to let us continue to suffer forever without doing anything, then clearly we don't know anything about God, because he thrives off of that stuff, man. He thrives off of turning the tables at the last second so something that looked like a weakness became a strength. But we always got to see it through until the end, okay? God, he's the long-term God. He really is. We can't watch a movie, leave halfway before it's over, and be like, well, I guess the bad guys won. I mean, come on. There's no way they're going to recover from this. Come on. We got to do a little bit better than that. We got to trust in our God. We got to trust in him. We can learn something from Michigan and Ohio State. I might not like that school from Ann Arbor, but we can learn something from them. We can always trust God, especially in the lowest of the lows. Trust he's going to get us out of it, and he's going to turn something that was once a disadvantage into an advantage. So from St. Thomas More from Appleton, Wisconsin, my name is Andy Shimura. I'm signing off. We'll see you next time. Bye.